Between all the backyard projects and spending every free weekend outside, I was ready for a little reset. So when a new vintage shop opened up, it was the perfect excuse for a girls' day. Of course, I grabbed my best friend Jess, you probably know her as Cozy on Clayton on Instagram, and we spent the afternoon wandering through the most beautiful vintage finds. I wish I had filmed more, but I already know this won't be my last visit. This little shop deserves a moment all on its own, and I cannot wait to share with you what I brought home.
Close to violet on a Sunday, nearly made it into bloom, but I know, oh, the ordinary Monday turning back to blue. Long for what's to come, keep forgetting how to make it known.
The second I saw this terracotta pot, I knew it was coming home with me. I already had the perfect plant in mind. I picked up this David Austin rose from Fast Growing Trees. I know, shocker. And today we're planting the Olivia Austin in its new home. I have to say, if you're gonna buy one David Austin rose, make it this one. Out of all the varieties I have, this one has the strongest fragrance by far. Every time I walk by it, I have to stop and smell it. I am completely obsessed.
Before it's already gone,
full of post-its in the ceiling of things I like to follow through, but I hold on, a visionary. Sunlight shows an empty room.
long for what's to come.
I got a few things planted. Chris kept making progress on the stone planter just off the patio. It's one of those projects that probably doesn't look like much yet, but every single block has a purpose. He's the kind of person who would rather spend an extra hour getting it exactly right than to rush the finish line. And honestly, I think that's what makes this whole backyard feel so special. Every wall, every stone, every little detail is being built with the hope that one day it'll all come together into a space our family will enjoy for years to come.
Keep forgetting how to make it known before it's already gone. Looking back too soon is how you know. Did the moment even make it past the room? To come.
One thing about a DIY project, especially around here, is it almost always leads to another problem you didn't see coming. We needed to get irrigation over to what will eventually be the other planter bed on the other side of the patio. But when we poured concrete last year, we never thought about running the line underneath it. So instead of letting that stop us, we did what every DIY weekend seems to require, and that's a little improvising. That's the kind of story of this house. It isn't about having every detail figured out from day one. It's about adapting, solving one problem at a time, and slowly turning the vision in our head into something that is real. So sit back and just watch how we jerry-rigged this little DIY project. And sure, it worked. So if you need to do it at your home, this is how we did it.
Keep forgetting how to make it known before it's already gone. Looking back too soon is how you know. Did the moment even make it past the room?
Chris ended up coming up with a pretty clever solution. He attached a pipe to the end of the hose, turned the water on, and used the pressure to help bore its way underneath the concrete. Then little by little, and with a whole lot of force, he kept pushing it until it finally popped out on the other side. Honestly, it felt like one of those small DIY wins that saves you from a much bigger headache. Once we finally got the pipe through, the rest came together pretty quickly. We connected the irrigation, tested everything to make sure the water was flowing where it needed to, and just like that, the future planter beds was one step closer to becoming life. It's funny how some of the least glamorous parts of the project end up being the ones that make everything else possible. With the irrigation finally in place, Chris tucked the line right below where the retaining wall will eventually sit, keeping everything hidden before the next layer went in. Once that was finished, we can finally get back to what he loves doing the most, and that's laying the blocks, one row at a time. The planters started taking shape, and for the first time, it felt like we can see the vision finally coming together.
Call it love, call it true, call it all of the things that wait for the morning sun, flowers to bloom.
Hi guys, I cannot believe that I'm sitting down for another story time because it happened again. And I am freaking out, but I almost picked up a rattlesnake in the garden. So I ended up putting drip system on the whole perimeter of the side yard, which I was so proud of myself. And I was like, let me go check the drip to make sure that the plants are getting enough water. Because when I first installed it, I didn't know when the drip was going off. And so I was out there, heard the drip come on. So I was like, oh my gosh, perfect opportunity. Let me go check the drip. And I was like making my way to the very last plant, which is the big North Pole tree that I have planted in the corner of the yard. And I looked down and I saw it. And Chris isn't home. Somebody has to do this because my kids play in the backyard. They were literally just in that area. And my dogs use this side yard for their bathroom. And so I, of course, am now thinking about all of the things like, why am I not wearing my garden boots? I'm in my Crocs. I'm now in shorts. Where's the shovel? Is this a rattlesnake? I don't want to kill a gopher snake. Where's my husband? Why is this happening again? Like, so many things were going through my mind. And Chris always taught me, whenever you see a snake, don't let your eyes off of it. But like, I didn't know what to do. I needed to get my supplies ready. And so I put my garden boots on. I'm like in the backyard now, like doing circles, like where's the shovel? And like I'm pacing and I'm pacing and I'm pacing and I'm like trying to talk myself up. Like, Brittany, you have to do this. You're a strong, independent woman. You can handle this. Like, your husband is not home. Meanwhile, I'm like blowing his phone up because it's almost about the time that he should be home. So I'm like, if he's almost home, I'll just stand guard. And he finally answers. He's like, what's going on? And I was like, there's a snake. I need you to get home. He's like, I'm like 3 exits away. I was like, okay, I don't care how fast you drive. We will pay for the speeding ticket. I'm pretty sure the officer will understand. I need you home now. I then grabbed the shovel and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this without him. And I walk over to where the snake was and it was gone. And I'm like, in the meantime, that's the same time that my kids are like now darting through the slider and then my dog runs out. So I'm like now trying to shovel everybody back inside because now there's a rattlesnake on the loose and I have no idea what's happening. And I am like sweating profusely. There's so many things that are running through my head, right? So we go in to the house and now we're standing guard and we're standing in the dining room looking directly where I saw it. And then I spot it. And it's like sitting in the rock wall. And I like have my camera and I'm like super zoomed in on it. I'm like watching its every move because I'm like, as soon as Chris comes home, I am directing him exactly where he needs to go. Chris comes home maybe like, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes later. He immediately like goes out, grabs his stick. I tell him exactly where the snake is, and he grabs the stick and like first time, I'm like over here dying and he gets it on the first time. And he like drags it out with the stick. I was actually like impressed about like how heroic Chris is. I don't know if it's just like a manly instinct and if it's just not in the female DNA, because I could have never have done it like that. Now the thing is pissed and it's like biting down on a stick. Venom is flying everywhere. And I'm like, oh my God, what if it hits our skin? Does it absorb in the skin? Like so many things are like going through my mind. I don't know. I don't even know where I'm going with the story because now I'm like freaked out yet again to go in the backyard because I don't know why this keeps happening to us. We normally sprinkle rattlesnake repellent all around the property, but we didn't do that this year because it had been raining so much. So if it's raining, I think it like makes it not as like potent. So we hadn't sprinkled it around. That's the only thing that I can think of because we've never seen a rattlesnake, like I said, but now this is 2 in 2 months. And now I'm scared to go back outside. So I don't know where this content's gonna go. We were like in the thick of it of doing like all of the outdoor projects. I was just over my fear. You know, I always thought about it, but I was like a little bit better. I'm like, oh, it was just like a one-off thing. Like it was because our fence was broken, like all these things. And now we're in the same spot. So I am freaking out yet again. And what I also don't understand is why it's me that always has to discover them. Like, why am I the one who's the one in the family that is like super terrified, the one to always find the snakes? Like, can it be like Chris that always finds them? Because if Chris found them, he would be smart enough to not tell me he found them. He wouldn't want to like freak me out, but it's me that always finds them. So like, why is this happening to me? But I also wanted to sit down and thank you guys for loving the content lately. You know, it has taken me a while to figure out my flow and what I like to film and how I like to film it and how I like to edit it, and basically to be kind of like a little bit different than like a lot of the other YouTubers. I think it's so hard, like it's so easy to fall into the same thing, like you should be doing this, you should be doing like this type of content. But I think I've mentioned it before, like it's never felt authentic to me. And I feel like now I know exactly what I like to film, what you guys like to watch, and like what I get excited to do. I wanted to thank you. This is just a chapter in our lives. And I think it's going to be so fun to look back on. But I think it's hard to not compare, especially like whether you're in the home decor space or wherever, you always see like the end result, right? And you don't always see the hard work that goes into it. And that gets really discouraging because for us, we don't have all this time in the world to be doing like a full remodel. We also don't want to go in debt to try to do all of these remodels, you know? So for us, everything is done in stages, and we are so thankful, or I am, that Chris is so handy and is able to do these projects on our own. But what comes with that is a lot of time and, you know, weekend chapters of sharing what we did that weekend, because for us, our house isn't going to be built overnight. It's not going to be built in a couple months when a contractor comes over to do our remodel. That's not going to be our page. And I feel like for the longest time, I was having a hard time with what I should do with my channel because our before and afters aren't done quickly, you know? And so when I was doing it that way, like trying to start from like start to finish, like I remember my fireplace one when I did that one, and that was like, I don't even know, a 9-month thing just to put out 3 videos. But I feel like bringing you guys along the journey with us has been so fun. And just like showing you guys that this is real life. Like this is honestly real life. And I think my mindset has totally shifted once I started documenting it in that way of like a vlog, but like a cinematic storytelling vlog of our life. Yeah. We went from rattlesnakes to now talking about my content, and maybe this is why I don't sit down with you guys, because I am a rambler. And so it's easier when I'm doing a voiceover because I like have to cut to the chase because there's only so much I can film in a voiceover. But now I feel like I have such a vision for my brand in this space and our home. I don't feel like I get as upset with Chris if projects aren't moving as fast as I want them to or would like them to. Don't get me wrong. There is still plenty of chats behind scenes about us and how fast we move. But one thing about Chris is he is a perfectionist. When it comes to our home, he wants it perfect. Again, I want to thank you guys so much for being here, for always like hyping me up in the videos and yeah, you know, we are in for the long haul because we have a lot to do here. We have a lot of visions. We have a lot of like dreams and wish lists and just like all the things. I'm just excited to bring you guys along for the whole journey. With that being said, I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.